mathematically impossible for them to come back and Mullet Nation.
On stage right now, you can see that Quickfire still being 13 and 21. We're hearing some bad words. We're not going to go ahead and repeat them here on stream because, like I said, we're trying to keep this as family friendly as possible. There's little kids watching the stream right now. So anyway, I just was making a quick little note about Quickfire. We were giving him some crap. I mean, he was 13 and 21, pretty negative right there. But if you look at him, objective player, 2 of the scores on his team. I mean, if they wouldn't have those 2 scores, they might not have even been able to win that game. And that is going to bring Mullet Squad actually ahead, winning 2 in a row here. And it's something really great to see, something a little bit different. Domination, we saw them maybe coming off a little bit shaky, but like I said, just maybe a warm-up game, warming up their shots, and that's exactly what they're showing that they've been doing.
Right, and I was not trying to take a shot at Quickfire at all.
Exactly.
But to your point from the first game, in Dom and then just like in Blitz, you just need to be alive to help that rotation. The rotation is so key, and if you're dead for your team, a 3v4 situation is not ideal, especially when you're trying to rotate and trying to catch team on spawns. So that was huge for Quickfire to be able to stay alive. Towards the beginning of the game of the first round in Blitz, we noticed that he not only was picking up a couple of kills and a couple of caps for his team, but the way he was rotating around the map and staying alive at top drug, I believe. Just being a really smart player. So I love the fact that he's stepping up. He's really proving us wrong because he is playing fantastic and it's making his team win. So they are up 2-1 in the series as we go into Dom Freight. So we will see another Dom game.
Exactly like you were saying, we're going to go into another domination game, and we're going to see if this Wash squad is either going to be able to take that same push that they did in the first domination game and maybe bring it to 2-2 in the series and bring it into a game 5. If that does happen, then we will be going into another Search and Destroy game, and Search and Destroy just being a really great game mode. And it looks like and nobody is spawning in for this Wash. No, the Wash side is completely spawned in, but it doesn't look like, and they're going to go ahead and come into the game now. So, domination, like I said, I want to see both teams come out fighting, and I want to see this be a close game. So if Mullet is going to win, I don't want them just completely blow out and make it not really an entertaining game to watch. And also, I want Wash, if they're able to come back and take this win, of course, they're going to be going into a game 5, and that will also be interesting as well, going into the next Search and Destroy.
Right, so we do have Mullet Nation on the... I keep wanting to refer to this as offense, but we are in a domination game. So I would expect Sharp, this has been one of his best game types all tournament, so I would expect him fully to come out guns a-blazing. No pun intended, as Vendetta gets taken out really quickly at mid-tracks, and Mullet Nation will have 2 dead to start off this game, and we have GB nades flying as Jester gets taken out. But I love the AR control on this map, and the angles are just so insane. But I would assume that even if that's not your spawn at C, I would assume that some teams might want to take control of Red Owens just for those angles.
Yeah, I mean, once you take, of course, Red Owens, if you have that the C and the B flag, what really all they have to do is if they get that B flag, all they have to do is all pick it, get back into the ARs, keep going around the side. To go around the map, take off some kills, but if they have those ARs, Red, Owens, and all that good stuff, they're able to stay back people that are going out right there on the B flag. So we're actually watching Nelson right now as he does have low ammo, but he is running scavengers. Not really
Interesting.
One of the biggest things that I've seen in competitive Call of Duty is running scavenger. They usually like to run the fast perks as well as the dead silence. That's usually some of the perks that I usually see on here, as well as some of the perks that let you hold more stuns and grenades.
Right, so I could understand him using it for his AR classes, but one thing that's really interesting is that, especially in fast-paced Call of Duty, is that legitimately caught me off guard because I was going to make the comment of he's getting really cocky in the middle of the map. He's getting really, you see the low ammo pop up on the screen, and he picks up that, I guess he assumed after getting that kill, he's going to get that scavenger ammo.
Getting that scavenger ammo definitely was one of the biggest things because he was able to get a kill after he got that scavenger pack and picked it up. But right now, you can see, we're going to watch as Cole Chan is going to try to make and push a little bit, really try to overextend over here to the C flag, but it looks like one of the players on the opposite team is going to maybe see him, and actually, I'm completely wrong. The thing is, see what they're doing. They're going to the C flag, and they're also using the A flag because they both kind of overextend at the same time, and they're also going to do a switch, but as it gets taken out, they almost get a triple cap going, but they're going to go ahead and neutralize that C flag.
So a big thing that we talked about with Jester from the Blitz game types had the same effect in Dom game types. Jester actually go back as he finds a player at his base, and he's going to take him out and maintain that control. So right now, we have Washed going up 37-28, so roughly up 10 points right now, which is a big deal for them. I would love to see them continue this tear. Nelson didn't have too great of a game in that Blitz game type, but he is coming out hot. Like we talked about, like just these time and time again, these guys just prove our point with just being completely versatile. Like, you never expect them to do. You never know what to expect from them. So his team is going to go down by 2 as he gets Quickfire gets taken out. So I don't know. Sharp's been kind of quiet this game. He's 4-8.
Yeah, 4-8. I mean, especially in that first game we saw. And I don't know. Right now, he's trying to stay back. And maybe it's something that I'll say is maybe pull out an AR, but then again, a submachine gun because I'm seeing him stay back a lot right there. He actually.
I can't help but think that he would get that kill if he
was.
Yep.
Of course, they have a faster fire rate and they're going to get the faster kills. I mean, especially the Remington, it's going to have a really not shorter. It has got a slower rate of fire.
Yeah.
Especially that Remington. And then if it would have had that Bison, seeing that the Bison just absolutely melts, especially on land, that kill. And really, I mean, I don't see. They do have the enemy flag right now, and it's actually they're trying to bring it back with just a little bit over a minute left here, 62-46.
Right. So one point that I wanted to make is Sharp might not necessarily be having the best game, which is something you expect from him, especially on this Dom Freight game type. But Colchan playing really, really good. He is very impressive, and not only that, but he kind of reminds me of me from these from some of these Halo days where when you start going off, certain players feed off of trash talk. They just do, and some players do, some players don't. So you can definitely tell that Colchan is just taking this over, and he feeds off of himself. And then what's going to eventually happen, because he's playing so well, is his teammates are going to see it. Sharp's going to see it. He's going to see, okay, Colchan is absolutely going off. I'm good. Like, you don't have to. There's no doubt in his head. So that's easy to shake off. So what it does is it keeps your team mentally in it. So.
Exactly.
But like we said, it's very flip-floppy. It could be a situation where you're staying in it as you hear Colchan just screaming at the top of his lungs. It's pretty obvious that his team is feeding off of it. We have Quickfire playing really well this game type. He's 12 and 13. Vendetta with double-digit kills. Sharp bringing up the rear.
Yeah,
6 and 14.
6 and 14 with 1 capture, not doing probably not his best game that he's had all today. But I mean, I want to just point out Jester. 1,200. I mean, the score doesn't really matter, but 14 and 9, going pretty good score. But I want you to look at his captures, 3 captures. But I want you to also look at this lowest amount of captures was only what 6 captures.
Yep.
That's really nothing. That definitely shows that they were doing a really good job.
It's been a lot of slaying that round.
Exactly, a lot of slaying, and definitely just staying back, making sure that they have the map control, making sure that nobody actually takes either their home flag, or if they have the B flag, they don't take the B flag from them.
Right. So going into the next round, I do believe I was not paying attention to who won
it was
that
actually
round.
it was the Wash squad that actually took that one, and I think it was about a 30-point lead. Don't hold me to that. I know it was about 80 to. I think it was 60, it might have been, so 20, 30 point advantage. All I know is that Washed is going to be up quite a few going into this second side of domination here on Freight. But of course, I mean, each of these teams are going to have to do, different things to see, kind of test the waters a little bit more. I know they're getting pretty far into this. Of course, if Wash takes this, they're going to be going into a Game 5, seeing another Search and Destroy. Domination Freight, completely different than Search and Destroy, and we're going to see if Mullet can come out swinging and see if they can take this second side of domination and try to get enough points that they need to actually take the map.
Right, so Quickfire has been definitely impressing us these past couple of games, along with Colchan kind of taking the lead Slayer role, and he really, I can tell you this, he really needs to keep that up. His team definitely needs him to start feeding off of that, because if Wash shuts Colchan down and Sharp has the same round, which I don't think he will, but if he has the same round that we had last time, we might have Wash sweeping this one.
I mean, Wash definitely, if they do come out in the exact same way that they did, able to control the A and the B flag, or just really trying to control 2 flags at one time, home flag being the B flag, or maybe they come out a little bit different. And see, one of the things that I like to point out is maybe on the losing side, what I want to see somebody to do is, I don't know if Vendetta might do it, is I want to see them go down underground, and I don't know, he's not going to open that gate, so but one of the things that I like to do, playing in domination on GBs or on public matches, what I like to do is, if I come off on that side, I like to go underground and try to push for that A flag. Because one thing that it does is it distracts the players players on the opposite teams for them to go back and take anybody going for it. While they're distracted, they get to go for that B flag, and that's something that they're going to want to do is, of course, maintain that B flag. Flags is what they're going to try to do in this one.
Right. I really like that. I've always been a flanking player, so it's always been something that I've preferred. But I can definitely see how a lot of teams, there's just a lot of pressure on the B flag off the start of the game time. That's been pretty standard this tournament, so I would expect them to kind of keep that going as we do have 2 down for Mullet Nation, 3 down momentarily for them as all members of the Wash squad are alive. As I say, that Jester gets taken out, but Versatile having a really good start as well as Nelson 4-1, 4-2, 5-1 for Nelson. He picks up another kill in mid-tracks, and this is impressive. That all that pressure we were talking about at B.
I mean, definitely is going to be really impressive on this side. I mean, they were able to, they went for that B flag, and that's exactly what we're talking about. If they play the exact same way as they did in the first side, they're going to absolutely dominate this. And at this point, I mean, it being 26-15, up about 15 points at this point. I mean, still a lot of time left on the clock. Just the thing is that, I mean, when you're getting this far down, and you know they're down by 30 points plus this 15 points that they're down, maybe about 10 points right now. One of the things that they're going to go for is one of the things they can't do is panic, because when you panic, of course, panic mode sets in, and then everyone just kind of run around everywhere. There's not a lot of communication that's going on, and really, I don't hear a lot of communication to start with.
I don't hear a lot of crap talk either. So
yeah, I mean, it's
pretty interesting, because that's how you know the series is getting a little more intense, as Colchan not having a bad game, but not necessarily having a great game either. Nobody really standing out necessarily for the other team, with the exception of McKenna. 6-1 for his squad, so this is very interesting as Nelson gets taken out. We're going to have a 3v3 situation, 3v2 situation. So B is vacant. You see that a lot in this game type. B being vacant, it's very typical for every game type. It just seems like such a cluster in the middle of the map. But
see, that cluster is something that get that B flag, and when people start to cluster on and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot harder to take that B flag. But I was really comfortable with that, as they do still have this B flag. They're actually running back, and it being that it's neutralized, they're still going to be getting the same points that the opposite team is getting. But right here, Mathena taking out 2 kills, and right now going to take that B flag back. He does take out the person that is on there.
11-2 for his squad now.
11-2, 2 captures, being able to jump on that B flag and take it for his team.
I think the most impressive stat, there he goes. There's Colchan speaking up a little bit, but I think the most impressive stat in this entire game for me is that 2 deaths by Mathena. If you compare that to everybody else in the game, 8 deaths, 5 from his teammate Nelson, but 9 and 10 and 7, all from the other Mullet Nation squad. So that's very impressive, and now we're saying that, but he is still alive as he pushes in for this C. With 2 of his teammates, 3 of everyone from his team down, he is going to go for this, but he gets taken out. Don't necessarily agree with that play, but you gotta love what he's doing. 12-3 with 2 caps.
I completely agree with you. Don't really like what he did on that play, because once he tried to overextend, trying to make it a triple cap, he was talking about it. But once he did that, all of his other teammates did die over on that B flag, and that's what happened. B flag, but I mean, only with a minute left, 61, so down 20 points right now, and then down, or 12 points right now, and then down an additional 30 points. They're gonna have to definitely do something in seconds to try to secure this win.
Right, so one thing that people do need to take into consideration is there is such thing as trying to do too much. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is if you're slaying your team, you're having such an amazing game where you're going 12-2, you need to just kind of stay alive in that situation. You don't need a triple cap there. All of your teammates are dead. Even if 2 of your teammates were dead in this situation, I think that him just picking his angles with his AR would have been a better play there, but it is what it is at this point, and we do have Mullet Nation down by what looks like close to 19 points or close to 20 points, and they're already Washed is already up by close to 30 points, I believe we agreed on. So this gap is closing, and now I believe that is going to be mathematically impossible for Mullet Nation to win. It looks like we're going to a Game 5.
We are going to be going into a Game 5, and that Game 5 is going to be, of course, going to Game 5 being the best of 5. It's going to be 2-2. Washed having 2, and Mullet having 2. Of course, being best of 5. Next one is going to be Search and Destroy. Now, one of the interesting things that is going to be happening going into this game is that it was Washed in the first game. Mullet taking the next two being Search and Destroy and Blitz, and then Wash taking this last domination game. So right now, we can pretty much make the assumption that Wash is definitely a domination team. They've completed, I mean, how the name says domination, you have to dominate. That's exactly what they did in domination, completely dominated. Looking at the scoreboard, 16-5 with 3 captures, of course, being one of the MVPs of this game. Actually, absolutely insane going to that one. But also, like I said, Mullet being the really strong Search and Destroy team, winning that 6-2 in Sovereign is definitely going to be a game changer going to Search and Destroy. We'll see exactly what map they're going on to, but I mean, even though Search and Destroy is a really kind of a game that's going to decide what happens, also the map that they're going to be playing on is something that you're going to have to take in consideration going into the next game.
Right. So.